What's up, guys? It's me, Firelord Prometheus. This video took a while because I wasn't sure what to make a video of. There's just so much going on. I was debating whether to do it on lockdowns or Joe Biden's Zoom call with civil rights leaders. But then a meme, I came up with this meme, and I think it really does sum up the next 4 years under Joe Biden. And so, yeah, let's roll the meme.
I do whatever the fuck I want, when I want. I butt fuck this dude. See that? I fucking slide right in that shit. I do whatever I want. This is my gimp.
Biden, introduce yourself.
What's up, man? Y'all cool?
It's Joe Biden. That's Joe Biden, dude. What the fuck? I found him on Air Force 2. I collected him and made him my bitch. Get off my dick. I call him Joe Sliden.
Hardcore, man.
It's Joe fucking Biden, dog.
I love him.
That's a U.S. president. He fucking loves me. Yeah, I as you can see, yeah. With under Joe Biden presidency, I think we are going to start being China's bitches. Yeah. I don't like that. No, and neither should you. But that's what we're heading towards. And so I think it's time. I think we should have a real honest talk about China. All right? And why we should be concerned about losing our power over China. All right? So I think the best way to do that. So where do you start? There's so much shit to go over when it comes to China. There's a lot, and I won't be able to. I won't be able to go over everything in this video because that could take like friggin' hours. If I really wanted to like really do a crazy deep dive into the Chinese government. All right, the Chinese Communist Party, CCP. But I think we'll start with the more recent stories that have come out. I think that's a good place to start. And so let us start with this story I have right here. Swalwell, mom on sex with China spy, but family remains Facebook friends with honey trap. So, for those who don't know, I have the Wikipedia page for him right here. Eric Swalwell is a House rep from California, and is alleged that he had sexual relations with what's her name, Christine Fang, who has been outed as a Chinese spy. Now, this photo right here that you see of them two together, that's in 2012. Okay, that's from 2012. And now, when did Eric Swalwell assume office? Let's go back over here. 2013. All right. Now, I don't know how long prior. Let's see. Oh, wait. Here it is. All right. Here it is. Rep Swalwell long ago provided information about this person whom he met more than 8 years ago. So, 2012. All right. But that's before he took office. So, maybe, just maybe, she's the reason why he's in the office. Maybe she persuaded him, you should take office. Push forward, legislation that benefits us. Something to think about. So, that's, and that's just one representative. But she is not the only person she has, been a honey trap for. Let me scroll down here. Let me see if I can find it. I'm pretty sure it's on this article. Let's see here. I think it's definitely on this article. Oh, see, a mayor. All right. Another mayor from an obscure city in the Midwest called Fang his girlfriend at a conference in Washington, D.C. in 2014. Former Cupertino, California mayor Gilbert Wong told Axios. So she has a couple of politicians under her belt. All right. In the palm of her hand, so to speak. All right. And I will also like to point out that I am reading from the New York Post. I'm gonna come back. This is gonna come back full circle towards the end of this video. I'm reading from the New York Post. Keep that in mind, and also keep this little tidbit in your head too. We're gonna get to that. That's gonna be at the end of the video. All right. So we're gonna get to this little story too. All right. But yeah, this is just one case, you know. So what? One spy, who cares? Well, when you have one case of Chinese espionage, you have 1,999,999 more cases of Chinese espionage. The data leak shows that over 2 million Chinese Communist Party members were secretly embedded in organizations around the world, including India. This is from Business Insider. In an explosive data leak, around 2 million Chinese Communist Party members who got secretly embedded in some of the world's biggest companies, banks, media groups, universities, and government agencies have been exposed. They got doxxed. The Australian newspaper obtained the leaked database, which, apart from the names of around 2 million CCP members, has their party position, birth date, national ID number, and ethnicity. Among companies mentioned in the list are manufacturers such as Boeing, Volkswagen, pharmaceutical companies like Pfizer and AstraZeneca. If you needed to be, even more skeptical about the upcoming vaccine, this should not make you feel any better about it. And banks like ANZ and HSBC, as per the documents, around 600 people at HSBC Standard Chartered banks are CCP members. CCP being Chinese Communist Party. It is believed to be the first leak of its kind in the world. The Australian journalist and Sky News host Shari Markson said, "What's amazing about this database is not just that it exposes people who are members of the Communist Party and who are now living and working all over the world, from Australia to the US to the UK, but it's amazing because it lifts the lid on how the party operates under the president and chairman Xi Jinping," she added. So yeah, there's 2 million Chinese spies around the world embedded in all sorts of organizations, feeding back information to the party. It's not, that doesn't look too good, if you ask me. All right, that doesn't look too good. There's a lot of Chinese espionage going around. And there's another story. I'm not gonna get too into it in this video, but there's a giant hack on the U.S. government just happened recently. All right. Now no one puts it on China, but like with all this clear espionage going on, does raise an eyebrow. All right. All right. What's the next point I want to break up? All right, so yeah, there's a lot of Chinese espionage. All right, that's one red flag. All right, what about another red flag? Well, why are we in lockdown right now? Why are we not allowed to? Why are we businesses closing? Why are we not living our normal lives anymore? Well, it's because of COVID-19, which, if you remember, started in China. Started in China. And as we're seeing from AP News here, China didn't warn public of likely pandemic for 6 key days. Why? Why wouldn't they warn us? Why wouldn't they warn not even just necessarily us, but their neighboring countries, their allies, whatever allies they have? Why wouldn't they warn them? Because I'll read this article and I'll give you my theory of why they didn't. But in the 6 days after top Chinese officials secretly determined they likely were facing a pandemic from a new coronavirus, the city of Wuhan, at epicenter of the disease, hosted a mass banquet for tens of thousands of people. Millions began traveling through for Lunar New Year celebrations. President Xi Jinping warned the public on the 7th day, January 20th, but by that time, more than 3,000 people had been infected during almost a week of public silence, according to internal documents obtained by the Associated Press and expert estimates based on retrospective infection data. All right. 6 days. Delay from January 14th to January 20th. It was neither the first mistake made by the Chinese officials at all levels in confronting the outbreak, nor the longest lag, as governments around the world have dragged their feet for weeks and even months in addressing the virus, which is true. Everybody dragged their feet. All right, but it started here. It starts here. The buck stops with China. So why wouldn't they tell anybody? Why wouldn't they tell their neighboring country? What's this? This is Mongolia or Russia or North Korea. You know. They probably wouldn't tell India because they're currently under like land disputes with India. So they probably keep that hush hush. But why wouldn't they tell anybody? Personally, I think they didn't tell anybody because news like that would tank your economy. I think they were banking on, well, why should we just suffer? Why should just our economy tank when everybody's economy could tank? Communism, guys. It's great, isn't it? We share the wealth. Yes, we share the wealth of COVID-19 with everybody. Good God. And then, so yeah, they had this disease, and I forget if they confirmed if it came from a lab. I forget. But yeah, so they had this disease and told nobody. So yeah, irresponsible. Once this is over, if it ever ends, so keep that in mind. But once this is over, not just the United States, but every other country in the world should be looking at China and be like, okay, you gotta pay some kind of fucking fine. Like, you gotta pay the troll toll. All right. So yeah, and then you have how they treat their citizens as well. And let me see here. I heard this story. Let me see. In order to combat this disease, they went on full fucking lockdown. Like, you ain't allowed to leave your house at all. No. So much so that, yep. Let's see. They were welding people's doors shut so they could not leave. Let's see here.
Around China, residents post scenes claiming officials are welding the doors of apartment buildings shut so people can't get out.
哎，那个是门吗？才俩那门哦，把门封的了。你看那个电焊工在那块焊的，那中间是一个门，你看，可怕。
Fucking terrible.
把门弄都焊死了，不让出屋了。下一个就是我们6号楼了，这是我家了。
Yeah, they're welding their door shut. You think it's bad here? Oh, it's way worse over there. And everybody's like, oh, we have the worst COVID numbers. You think they're telling the truth? You really honestly want to believe that they're telling the truth about their COVID numbers? I doubt it. Deaths and cases. I think they're lying completely. But that's just my opinion. Other ways in which they, and the thing is, like, they another problem is that they have really, like, infiltrated our, what is it? Our modes of influence. They are, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm gonna say modes of influence, but that's not what I mean. But yeah, let's just let's read this story. I'll just go on. So back in December of 2019, you had Hong Kong protesters singing the national anthem. Hong Kong, the protesters of Hong Kong, because Hong Kong has been like this kind of like, this kind of separate little entity of all of China for a while now. And now for the past couple of years, China has been getting more and more harsh on Hong Kong in instilling more, authoritarian measures in Hong Kong. And so you have the Hong Kong protesters. And these guys are all, waving Trump flags, as you see here, singing the U.S. national anthem. Let's listen. In front of the U.S. Embassy.
You're not going to drive without insurance, are you?
Fucking commercials, dude. Cultural institutions. That's what I meant to say earlier. Infiltrating our cultural institutions. So this is going on, and remember back in the let me see. This is going on. So remember earlier this year, back when sports were a thing. Sorry, my cat's being annoying. When sports were a thing, remember? You could say Black Lives Matter and put Black Lives Matter all over your friggin' jersey. Alright? You can put Black Lives Matter everywhere on your shoes. You could write it on your face and play the game if you want. That's not offensive. But Free Hong Kong is not allowed. No. You can't wear that. These people who are oppressed over in China, you can't wear that. Why? Because China owns the NBA. No, they don't own the NBA, but the NBA caters to them. They really do. They cater to them. And Disney's the same way. Disney is the same way. Remember back when Mulan released, it caused a lot of controversy because where they shot it. Oh, where did they shoot it? They shot it in a region known as Xinjiang. Alright? Which is known for where they keep their Muslim internment camps. Concentration camps for Muslims. Uyghur Muslims, to be specific. Yeah. So, the Disney got in a little heap of trouble because of this. Yeah. And you have other companies too. You have other companies like Blizzard. Blizzard's another one that loves to cater to China. What's another? But these companies will always cater to China because they can get shit cheap there. That's why. And they can get shit cheap there because they treat their citizens like garbage. They treat their citizens like garbage. That's why. Okay. So yeah, they have concentration camps, which mind you, is where they harvest organs from detainees. This is fucking despicable, in my mind. This is wrong. This should not be happening. Yet it's happening in China. And the media is mum about it. This doesn't make front page headlines. No, it does make freaking front page headlines. Donald Trump's tweets. They've fucking gotten addicted to fucking him. The media treats Trump like it's fucking crack. You're like, oh, can't get nothing. I need. What do you tweet today? These stories go under the radar, and so nobody really pays attention to them. Sucks. It really does, because this is despicable. This should be stopped. This is a human rights violation. I'm sorry. My cat is going nuts over here. So yeah, that's yet another thing that they're doing. They have concentration camps where they're harvesting organs. All right. The organs are members of marginalized groups detained in Chinese prison camps for being forcibly harvested. Sometimes when patients are still alive. Wow. Sounds like China is a great place to live. Jesus fucking Christ. Let's see here. 2014, state media reported that China would phase out the practice of taking organs from executed prisoners. Instead, it would rely on national organ donation system. Clearly not. The polygraph determined that was a lie. Oh man, it's despicable. It really is. This is just another article. They've been doing this for years. 1 in 5 corporations say China has stolen their IP within the last year. In CNBC CFO survey, they're taking our intellectual property, copying it, and just labeling it something else. It's and then with that, they're able to make it for mad cheap because they treat their citizens like crap. They treat their workers like absolute shit. They give them shit wages, if any. So, let's see here. For those who are big into what is it? The environment. This is just another reason. This is just a simple Google search. Carbon emissions. China. Top of that fucking list. Doubling ours. Again. It's the amount of shit that they get away with and we don't call them out on is absurd. Also, China has been acting mad imperialistic too. They've been having they're having projects in Africa, as this article from Forbes states. Chinese corporations are all over Africa. In June 2017, a McKinsey and Company report estimated that there are more than 10,000 Chinese-owned firms operating in Africa. What are these Chinese corporations doing in Africa? That's a highly controversial issue. The reason Chinese corporations are in Africa is simple: to exploit the people and take their resources. Does that sound familiar to you? That sounds like colonization. Ha! What? Colonization? They're doing it in Africa. Hell, they were doing it in Central America too. They tried to build a canal. They were trying to get a canal through Nicaragua so they could compete with the Panama Canal. And so let me just, round this out what China is essentially, all right? Here you have a foreign power, okay? Just let me put this in context for all of you, all right? Here you have a foreign power that is run by a single party, okay? That is putting a religious group in concentration camps and taking their organs, okay? And is expanding out into the rest of the world. Who does that sound like to you? Who does that sound like? I'll wait. I'll give you what I think that sounds like. That sounds like Nazi Germany. Sounds like that to me. Ugh. And then, so let's see. So why do you? Okay, so I think so now we've gone over like some of the shady shit that China does on the reg, right? On the reg. All right. Sorry, my cat is being annoying. So let's bring it back to Biden. Okay. From the New York Post. Smoking gun email reveals how Hunter Biden introduced the... Wait. Yeah. That's it. That's the right article. How Hunter Biden introduced Ukrainian businessman to VP dad. All right, so what does this story with the Ukraine have to do with China? This story by itself doesn't. It's where they got this story from. So if you didn't know this, this is a story that Twitter and Facebook censored to high hell prior to the election. Once the story released, this is why I bring back to the New York Post. Trump supporters know this. Trump supporters have heard this story. They know this story. All right, they know Hunter Biden and Joe Biden are corrupt as fuck. But some people did not know this because it got censored. It got censored. If you tried to post this story on Facebook or Twitter, you probably got it taken down. All right. So here it is. Smoking gun email reveals how Hunter Biden introduced Ukrainian businessman to VP dad. Hunter Biden introduced his father, then Vice President Joe Biden, to top executive at Ukrainian energy firm less than a year before the elder Biden pressured government officials in Ukraine into firing a prosecutor who was investigating the company, according to emails obtained by the Post. So basically, let me see if they go down here. They explain this is the laptop. This is the laptop that Giuliani obtained, essentially. This is coming from the Hunter Biden's laptop that he obtained, that Giuliani obtained. So this is just one story from that laptop, one email that they got from that laptop. All right, and that got censored, so people didn't know. So they thought, oh well, Biden's innocent enough, prior to seeing this, you know what I mean. And I'm gonna post all the links to these articles in the description when I'm finished, so you can read them for yourself. Never just take my word for it. Never. All right, or anybody else's. Do your own research. Don't be lazy. Do it yourself. All right. That's the one key. It's the one key piece of advice I'll give you. Do it yourself. Don't be lazy. Don't be politically lazy, which I think a lot of people were this election cycle. A lot of people were politically lazy, hence we have Joe Biden. All right, here is another story. New York Post. All right. Inside Hunter Biden's murky history of business dealings in China. Here we go. An expose of Hunter Biden's emails published by the Post on Wednesday showed the oft-troubled son leveraging access to his then vice president father and introducing him to an executive of a Ukrainian gas company that was under scrutiny at the time. The family's dealings in Ukraine are subject to several congressional probes and even led to the impeachment of President Trump, who was eventually cleared in the Senate of the charge that he pressured Ukraine's leader to dig up dirt on Joe Biden. Hunter Biden's dealings in China, however, have earned a lot less scrutiny, including over $1 billion windfall for his business venture just days after visiting Beijing with his influential father. Here it is. In 2009, Hunter Biden and Christopher Hines, the stepson of former Secretary of State John Kerry, founded Rosemont Seneca Partners, a billion-dollar private equity firm. Still at the helm of the firm, Hunter flew aboard Air Force Two to China in December 2013, accompanying his then Veep father on an official visit to where Joe Biden reportedly met with Hunter's Chinese partners. 10 days later, Hunter's company linked a deal with the state-owned Bank of China and created a $1 billion investment fund called Bohai Harvest RST. According to reporting by Peter Schweizer, president of the Government Accountability Institute and best-selling author of Secret Empires, How American Political Class Hides Corruption and Enriches Family and Friends. Might be a good read. A representative of BHR told The New Yorker in 2019 that Hunter Biden introduced his father to Chinese private equity executive Jonathan Lee during the trip. Lee later became the CEO of BHR. Hunter was forced to step down from BHR board in October 2019 following blistering calls out from President Trump. Let's see. All right. A spokesman for the Biden family denied any wrongdoing, that there was any connection between Vice President's visit and BHR's wild fundraising success. However, Schweizer found that what he described as a troubling pattern of Biden and Hines, both seeming to benefit from their father's positions in the Obama administration. Over the next 7 years, as both Joe Biden and John Kerry negotiated sensitive and high-stakes deals with foreign governments, Rosemont entities secured a series of exclusive deals, often with those of the same governments. Schweizer wrote in his book, in another May 2017 incident, Hunter met with Chinese tycoon Yi Jianming, the chairman of energy company CEFC, in a Miami hotel room, and the pair discussed American infrastructure and energy deals, according to a 2018 report by the New York Times. After the meeting, Yi sent Hunter a 2.8 carat diamond and a thank you note, and the ex-Veep's son began negotiating a deal for the CEFC to invest $40 million in a natural gas project on Louisiana's Monkey Island. 6 months later, CEFC's executive was arrested in New York on unrelated bribery charges, and his first call was to Hunter Biden's uncle, James Biden. According to the Times report, James believed the call was for Hunter. There is nothing else I have to say, James Biden told the publication. I don't want to be dragged into this anymore. So Hunter Biden and Joe Biden have deals with China. And they are stuffing their pockets making deals with China. And not for nothing, once Joe Biden gets sworn in, I would not be surprised if he immediately signs the next iteration of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, the TPP. I wouldn't be surprised at all. He's gonna send all these jobs all the way back to China, American jobs, mind you. That'll send our unemployment up even further than it already is right now because of COVID. I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked in the least. But I digress. So yeah, these stories like these, if they came off of Hunter Biden's laptop that Giuliani had obtained, it got covered by Facebook and Twitter. It got covered up. It got covered up. It got covered up by all media outlets as Russian disinformation. God, these people live in the 1980s. Russia isn't the big dog anymore. China's the big dog. Stop fucking focusing on Russia. Russia ain't shit. This is political. This is recently. Alright? This is recently. This is them. This is the mainstream media rubbing it in all of our faces. Rubbing it in all our faces. Hunter Biden says U.S. attorney is seriously investigating his tax affairs. Basically saying, like, dude's going to get found out and Biden's going to be president and he's probably going to get pardoned. Like, hey, by the way, know that story we covered up? Know that story we said was Russian information? Oh, by the way, it's true. By the way, it's true. They lied. They lied to us. Fucking shock. The media lied. What a fucking shock that the media lied. They lied about weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. Remember that? Lies. They took up the Justice Smollett story. Lies. The Covingtons. Lies. The media loves to lie. They love it. They can't get enough of it. Because it's how they retain their power. Let's see. What's this? Oh, yeah, it's the welding door shut. So, I'm going to take you back to that video I said I was going to show you. So this is Di Dongsheng. He is a Chinese professor, I believe. Here's what he has to say about Biden and the upcoming, upcoming administration. So let's just watch it. Let's watch it together.
因为我们知道前边特朗普政府跟我们打贸易战，那么我们为什么搞不定特朗普？
We can't fix the Trump administration.
为什么以前1992年到2016年之间，中美之间各种问题都能搞得定？是不是？大家发现没有？所有的危机，不管是银河号事件，还是炸大使馆，还是撞了飞机，所有事情全部是床头吵架床尾和，2个月之内搞定。什么原因？啊，这儿我抛出一个可能又要是暴论了，就是因为咱们上边有人，啊，就是我们在美国的城市核心圈啊，
Yeah,
我们有我们的
in America's inner circle.
时间关系，我这都不多展开，给大家讲个小故事，是吧？张市长，我看这个讲得非常好啊，都是讲故事，是吧？所以我也讲个故事。那么，哎呀，可惜这故事今天全网直播，是吧？据说100万人在看啊，所以我得掌握一下这个度啊，这不能把人给卖了。这么讲吧，2015年啊，这个上次习总书记访问美国之前呢，我们知道各个系统都要在美国帮他暖场，是不是？那么，咱们的党的某个系统，他在美国帮他暖场的方式呢，就是舆论啊，舆论的话呢，就是这个习近平谈治国理政那本书的新书英文版第1版新书发布会放在美国，在他去之前先搞一个新书发布会，啊，帮他造势。那么由谁来做呢？就跟今天一样啊，他们发现说，哎，狄东升，你这家伙比较擅长于忽悠老外，是不是？这个，因为他们看过我怎么忽悠老外的，是吧？他们觉得现场效果非常不错啊。你来主持兼嘉宾啊，所以那次跟咱们今天这个活动很相似，我既是主持又是嘉宾。地点呢，领导定下来了啊，说这个谁，你们下周礼拜4下午3点半去那个美国最重要的政治与散文书店啊，在那个华盛顿肯尼迪克大街2650号吧，好像是啊，去那边专业书店去那边办一个新书发布会。然后我们就一线赶紧去沟通啊！大家知道这个东西方工作方式不一样，你临时抱佛脚让我去沟通这个地点、时间，是吧？很麻烦的。结果那个书店老板很傲娇，说抱歉，接待不了，啊，接待不了。 后来我就问他，我说你告诉我哪位作者把这个场次定下来了？啥意思啊？天下没有美人搞不定事情，是吧？如果一大美人搞不定，是吧？那我就晾他。这个当然这是我的工作方式了，是吧？结果，那么结果呢？这个书店老板很傲娇，说抱歉，我不会告诉你哪个作者已经把这个新书这个时间段给定下来，是吧？我们是有原则的啊。他跟我非常傲娇啊，跟我很装。后来打听才知道，这哥们儿啊，以前是民主党人，他是民主党人，以前做过驻亚洲的记者啊，对我党啊非常有看法，所以故意的不配合。后来我以为这事儿得黄啊，至少得换时间换地点，是吧？结果，我们把矛盾上交嘛，让领导去解决吧，是吧？反正我是客串的帮忙的，是吧？结果到了礼拜四早上，咱们那个部的一位副部级领导啊，也是那天的真正的 keynote speaker， 是吧？他给我打电话说：“小蝶啊，咱们按我方原计划，在那个时间，在那个地点继续照办。”啊，吃完午饭我就赶去，结果领导到的比我还早，给我介绍啊，今天我们之所以能够按照我方原计划得以顺利执行，就是因为这个啊，我们今天这位功臣，顺他介绍一位大鼻子老太太，是吧？一看就犹太人，这个老太太给我递名片啊，我叫某某某啊，
Not so subtle anti-Semitism.
我叫某某某，请多关照。注意啊，一口流利的京片子，北京话。然后我很惊讶，我说：“哎呀，您这个中文讲的比我还棒啊！我永远改不掉我的江苏口音，您这个一点口音都没有啊，是吧？”老太听我夸她口音好啊，得意了。我告诉你啊，我不但会讲中文，我还有中国国籍，大家知道吧？你有外国国籍吗？你如果有外国国籍，你不可能有中国国籍嘛，是不是？她这样的老太太是不可能为了中国国籍放弃美国和以色列双重国籍的，是这意思吧？我一下明白了，这是我们中国民老朋友了，是吧？啊，然后这时候然后下边还有一句话啊，这个让我印象非常深刻。我不但有中国国籍，我还有北京市户口，啊，长安街边上东城区有套四合院啊，等你回来北京过来喝茶，是吧？这一年你在这儿有啥事儿，记得找我，意思嘛？这点我罩得住啊。然后我这时候看见那个前边很傲娇的，是吧？那个书店老板满脸黑线，安排员工排桌子排椅子，很不情愿，被人强忍着干这事儿，接着茬儿，是吧？我说您怎么搞定他的，是吧？我们前面沟通不下来啊，这个很傲娇啊。老太太皎洁一笑，我跟他讲道理，大家知道这话来路吧？美国著名黑手党电影《教父》里边的经典台词，把人家码头给砍了，是吧？身家国里啊。但老太太不是黑手党，老太太身份是什么？她为什么在中国住了30年？啊？为什么讲口流利京片的？就刚才我们讲到的，全球华尔街某著名金融机构、顶级金融机构的亚洲区的总裁啊。当然再说下去可能政治不正确了啊。大家明白我意思吧？懂得掌声啊！好，那么其实呢，就是说啊，说的白了点儿啊，其实呢，就过去这个30年啊，过去40年，我们在美国的它的这个利用它诠释核心圈，是不是？我前面讲过，华尔街在
1970s, baby.
美国
Since Nixon, when we opened up trade with them.
非常强的影响力啊，所以我们有路径依赖。但问题是，08年之后，华尔街的地位下降了。更重要的是，16年之后，华尔街
Wall Street can't fix Trump。
为什么？很尴尬。特朗普以前对华尔街有过一次软性违约，所以双方有矛盾啊。当然，这个细节我就不多说了，时间可能已经来不及了，是吧？那么，这个中美贸易战过程中，他们也试图帮忙啊。据我所知，美方的朋友跟我讲，这个试图帮忙，但是啊，力有不逮。但现在呢
？Now we're seeing Biden was elected.
传统的
traditional elite, political elite, the establishment.
他们跟华尔街的关系是非常密切的，所以大家看到吧，拜登的儿子被特朗普说你在全球有什么基金公司，发现没有？谁帮他建的基金公司啊？明白吗？这个都有买卖啊。那么 所以这个时候我们以恰当的方式进行一定的这样一个表达一个善意啊，我个人理解，当然这个受限于我的专业基础是吧？我们是从国际政治经济学的角度去理解这个事儿。那么我认为啊，有它的战术和政治的价值在里边啊。
So yeah, they are bragging about it. They're like, we won, guys. We won. Biden got elected. They're bragging about it because the elite won. The establishment won. Vought Industries, to give a boys reference, Vought Industries won when Billy Butcher was on the ticket as well. Think about that. That might be a good video topic. How The Boys is very much a Trumpian story. But that's another time. They're bragging about it. So if you weren't taking China seriously before, if you were screaming Russia, Russia, Russia for 4 years, like someone out of the 1980s thinking it was fucking Red Dawn, it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. It's not Russia. Russia is not the big dog in this fight. China's the big dog. And we got to make sure we hold Biden accountable so he's not making deals like we pretty much think he's going to do. I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know, because I don't think the media is going to hold him accountable at all. They're going to keep lobbing him softballs. So, something to think about. All right. Like I said, look into it yourself. China is not to be taken lightly. They are not. All right. Not by a long shot. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Give me a like if you like the video, or whatever. I don't care. This is more of a just me, trying to do something, because what else is there to do? So, thanks for stopping by.